You ready to roll?
I think I'm as ready as I'll get.
How's your frequency today, babe?
It suddenly feels low, like I should be wearing the wave watch.
Really? Do you want? Let's
Yeah.
see. Should I pick
Well,
out?
no, you pour out. We just had a day where there was like some challenging cases, and
Yeah.
I'm in a great mood though. Watch this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's get to it.
Magic.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of We Are Just Gonna Wing It with these notes from AI. Yes, we are.
Yes, and we're living well together.
Yeah, because we have a huge, humongous life in a small, tiny town. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been a minute, right? We've got to get back in the rhythm of this.
We do?
Don't you think? It's all about rhythm and frequency.
Oh, it's all about rhythm
We
and
got to
frequency.
get a frequency
Yes.
going.
Yes, exactly. But it hasn't been that long,
Feels like it.
does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
we
woke
did-
up yesterday morning to the sound of my alarm, which is a frequency, by the way, at 5 a.m. And as it was going off, I was at the YMCA in my hometown shooting free throws in the gym by myself.
That's what you were
and
dreaming?
missing. Yes. I couldn't even hit the backboard in the first few. And it was the weirdest thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? How can I not make a basket? And so I was just shooting free throws in the gym in my hometown at the YMCA all by myself. And then burp, 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 time to wake up. And I'm like, hold on, I got to make one. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know where that frequency came from.
I don't either.
So what do you want to talk about?
Dreams are bizarre.
Well,
I want to talk about frequency. Because
I could tell.
I do. Yes. Yes.
All right.
For a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Frequency simply means how something repeats or oscillates. So it's that megahertz, right?
Well,
Or
things move in a
hertz.
vibrational pattern.
Yes.
I always think of frequency as a vibrational pattern. On a molecular or even an atomic level, everything has movement. When you think about like your viscera is moving right now. Even when you're asleep,
Yeah.
things are moving
Yeah.
at a certain frequency.
You're
That's
talking
what
about
keeps us
body,
alive.
right?
Yeah, in the body. And even though when we are still, there is still movement on a cellular level.
Yeah.
And so, but everything that moves in a rhythm or a frequency. Then I imagine probably what we'll talk about is that a healthy frequency, or can frequencies be moderated or can changed, or
Electrical impulses, does that change it?
there's a million things that'll change it.
Yeah, that can
So
alter
let's
it.
touch on some of that. But
Yeah.
but it's important to understand that everything operates at a frequency. This is how you know who your friends are. People have a certain vibe, if you will, a vibrational frequency. And some people's vibe, lights up a room when they walk in. And to be honest, some people's vibe lights up a room when they walk out. Hey, I'm glad they're gone. Or that's where you get the creeps.
Yeah.
Like somebody you don't even know in an aisle in the grocery store, and you cruise down that aisle and it's like, ooh, I think I'm going to go to the next aisle. This
Right.
person is weirding me out. And it might be the way they dress. Our external environment is a reflection of our internal frequency.
For sure. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, we didn't rehearse. I don't know where you want to go with some of this, but I
Well,
think that it's a
think
fun topic.
It is a fun topic. So I used to be really afraid of frequencies, just kind of like lay the groundwork. It felt very woo-woo to me. It felt like it was anti-God to me
Okay.
until I realized that God created all of the frequencies. Like in nature, we have frequencies, and we'll dive in a little bit deeper. Did he create EMFs? I guess in a way he probably did.
Yeah, the Earth is
they're-
an electromagnetic
Magnetic
object.
field, yeah.
Whether you think it's round
Yeah.
or whether you think it's flat, it has some properties that we can count on electromagnetically.
Yeah, and so we can we'll wait until the end to talk about why EMFs might be bad for us, because I'd much rather focus on the good things about frequencies. But I thought that it was like woo-woo, but it's really physics and biology, and God made it. But when we jump from frequency exists to this exact frequency cures this exact thing, I think that's when it becomes a little too finite. I don't know that you can say that this frequency is going to heal that. I think that it can help to rebalance your cells in a way that makes you a little bit more rhythmically balanced.
So anything that helps cellular function at a frequency that's more healthful, because there is a range for healthy frequency.
Exactly.
Anything above or below that range means the health of the cells is either going to expire faster than it should, or it begins to just die slowly. And that's where sickness comes from, is frequency modulation that's not gone well.
Exactly. So I don't want to talk too much about the Schumann device that is out there, but I do want to talk about that frequency. It's 7.83, and that is considered to be the universal healing frequency.
Okay. And that's Hertz.
Hertz. Yes.
Frequency is measured in Hertz.
HZ.
Well, it's measured in a lot of ways, but Hertz is
That's
common.
the typical way.
Right.
Yeah. And also like for deep relaxation meditation and to kind of down regulate from the day.
Yeah.
4.8 is considered theta. People know theta.
So how do you
delta,
measure that? How would I know that?
Well,
I want to set my best frequency before I go to sleep. I don't have a Hertz modulation device.
there are devices that can do that, but you can also get on YouTube and put in that frequency, and hopefully you can trust it.
Okay.
And then it can play those binaural beats, and then you can, your body will align to that rhythm.
Okay, so do things that are alive have a different frequency than things that are not alive? Do inanimate things have a frequency? Rocks, do rocks have a frequency?
Ugh, I don't want to go there.
What do you mean?
Because there's a lot of people, but I do think that they probably do.
They have to.
Yeah, they have to.
Everything is moving.
But there's some people that talk about crystal healing and that kind of thing, and I just don't. I
didn't
want to
say
talk
is
about
it
that
healing.
part.
I said, is it moving?
Yeah, even though it's a rock.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
And so, is there a difference between the frequency of things that are inanimate versus things that are animated? Mm-hmm. Living things. Do plants have a different frequency than rocks?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're sure?
I am sure. Yeah, 100% sure.
Okay.
I don't know the exact settings of them, but I can easily find them. The love frequency is 528.
Okay.
Yeah, so either to love yourself or love other people better, having that kind of playing in the background. It's definitely one of those things that's popular in wellness circles, that 528.
All right.
Yeah. But here, let me check. What are the frequencies of, I'll say, amethyst? Let's see. Amethyst vibrates at 12 hertz.
How about
There we
rubies?
They're a little bit different, and they vibrate at about, this is weird, 396
Hertz or megahertz?
hertz. They also measure that in nanometers and terahertz, but that's just going to get confusing because it's confusing enough to talk about.
But that's what
frequencies.
separates things. That's why rubies don't look like amethyst. They
Exactly.
are vibrating at a different frequency.
Yeah.
The same molecules that make up your pancreas are making up this table.
Right. And is that
But
why?
they're vibrating at a different frequency and they're organized in a different pattern. Weird but true.
Yeah. So is that why that someday we're going to be able to teleport to other places?
Oh, I think that's already happening.
You think teleport is already happening?
Without question.
Oh, see, I didn't know we were going to go there with frequencies like that.
Sorry.
But that would be another subject for another day because that fascinates me so much.
I know. But on a basic biological level,
Yeah,
living
let's
things
talk
have a
about that.
frequency that is keeping them alive. Things that aren't alive have a frequency that doesn't matter.
So
to
it's
their
still a
life.
frequency, but it's probably
But that's why nature is so healthful. That's why being in the woods or being near the ocean, the vibrational frequency of those elements is in the same rhythm of the creator, right?
Yeah.
God didn't create skyscrapers. He didn't create power stations, but he did create the things that vibrate at a frequency that are healthy for the health of the people on the planet.
Yeah.
They're created by the same creator.
Exactly.
And so not to turn this into a religious or spiritual conversation.
I think that's
but
only fitting.
well, everybody has different belief systems about where things originate or how they got here or whatever. But to be clear, for things to originate, they had to have an originator. Nothing coming out of nothing. That's a pretty big stretch for my faith. Like, everything came from nothing. Well, okay, how to get as organized as
You know.
amethyst and ruby and
Yeah.
corn and orange seeds. And so the organizational intelligence of the universe has a rhythm to it. And again, we just like to think there was an intentional creator. Not everybody does.
Yeah. If we just have to think about how we feel when we are walking through a park and we're hearing the wind through the trees and
Yeah.
we're watching the birds fly and can actually hear their little wings flapping, or waves at the beach, or rain on the roof, or sunlights, barefoot in the grass, and how that feels compared
that's
to
where
traffic.
they call it
phones,
grounding.
Notification.
Right? Grounding or earthing is where you're connecting electromagnetically to the planet.
Right.
And you're allowing the discharge of ions into the ground. That's what's called grounding.
Right.
And so the earth then returns frequency that is better. That's why rubber shoes get us in big fat trouble, because we are not grounded to the
Right.
planet.
Yeah.
And so, I had no idea where we were going with this.
Yeah. Well, there's also something called forest bathing, so you're talking about grounding. That's maybe basically just stepping outside into your grass and
Right.
doing that for 15 minutes. But forest bathing, there's meta-analysis around that, that the cortisol in saliva changes.
Oh, 100%. You can change the frequency of the person with their environment.
Yeah, if you put them in
Wi-Fi.
their urban environment.
Stick them in a Wi-Fi router room or one of those data centers where it's like 17,000 acres of collected data with all the electronic trash around it. I can only imagine what's happening there.
Yeah.
And time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time will tell, because that's happening.
Right.
But yeah, that's why the rhythm of the planet is so consistent with the health of the population. And everything that man does to goof it up just does exactly that. It goofs it up.
And things that some people might not even think about, but spending 14 hours under artificial lights.
Yeah.
In an office building, or staring at screens.
Well, that light has a frequency.
Exactly.
And the question is
Yeah.
not does it. The question is it healthful or not so? And there's very little neutral. There's very little that's not impacting us.
Right.
And the question is the impact favorable or not so favorable? Music is another great example. Some music will make your hair stand up and make your eyes water because you just don't like it.
Yeah.
And then other music will make your eyes water because you love it. And it'll give you goosebumps in a good way, not in a rap music or a heavy metal way.
Well, and this is something else where there was actual data on this. 104 randomized controlled trials with 9,617 people, and 327 effect sizes. So they found that music interventions significantly reduce both physiological and psychological measures of stress. So being very careful about what we listen to. And so those measures of stress were seen in heart rate, blood pressure, and hormonal markers.
Physiology
like the cortisol.
changes with frequency, no doubt about it. And sometimes you don't even have to know that it's changing. You just feel it, and it's time to get out.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why fear is so powerful. Certain animals prey on fear. Predators prey on fear, whether they're human predators or whether they are animalistic predators in nature. They know fear. The frequency of fear is palpable, and
they're looking for that, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The other thing I read, I saw a video recently about back in World War II, they took down, governments around the world took down bell towers, took bells out of churches.
I know. I did hear that.
Because the resonant frequency of those bells was so beneficial to the health and the mindset of the population. And what they said was, we need this metal for artillery. And what they actually were doing was taking down the frequency that kept people out of fear and out of panic and out of fight or flight. I don't know how true that is, but
it makes sense in my mind. Because think about when we were in Rome, for example, they had bell towers everywhere.
Right.
And it's just like, it is so soothing. And they
not all of them are operational though.
The ones that we heard were, and there were, I don't think maybe they're different now, but it was still soothing to me. And they go every 15 minutes.
Some of it is recorded music though. Not all of it is bells chiming. Some of it is bell music being pumped through an amplifier or a speaker.
Pretty sure where we were, it was bells, because
it could be, but like I said, in World War II, a lot of those bell towers came down throughout Europe, all throughout Europe and America. So that, they'll leave the tower, but they took the bells, and the photos of just rows and rows and rows of bells that were being melted down for artillery purposes, for the war effort.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things that we like to help people with is that frequency. And so we have the Vemi bed that's here, and that creates intentional frequency exposure that helps to recalibrate the cellular operation of the body, right?
Takes cells out of fight or flight and puts them back into a more healthful vibration.
Yeah.
But it's coupled with a couple of other technologies.
Exactly.
There's infrared technology in there.
With the
there's
PMF
technology,
and the vibration and the sound. So all of those things together.
To interrupt the rhythm of unhealthiness and restore, let the body, again, we've used the snow globe analogy probably before, but I imagine chaos in the body. When cells are not in their healthful frequency, that's what tumor growth is. That's what illness and disease are.
Right.
Those are cells that have left their healthy frequency vibration state. And so I imagine it like a snow globe, it's when it's in chaos. And if you'll just get quiet enough and remove yourself from media maybe, or remove yourself from a relationship, or remove yourself from whatever's keeping you in chaos and walk in the woods, or find a PEMF bed or a Vemi situation. That's what allows the body to come out of that chaotic state and settle back down just like a snow globe would if you just quit shaking it.
Right. So the FDA has actually recognized specific electromagnetic stimulation devices for specific medical indications too. Non-invasive bone growth stimulators.
Okay.
They can be used for that. So osteogenesis. And then also to help with failed fusions and non-union fractures. So I thought that was really interesting because it does affect the biological tissue then.
It's frequency, electricity, and chemistry that come together for the good of the order. You have to be careful though when the FDA says, well, we think it's good for this. Well, the FDA thinks a lot of things I don't like.
It's true. I was just, because there was something else that came up earlier and I'm like, oh, those
FDA
guys.
just approved mRNA technology in your flu shot. I'm not sure that's a good idea for human health and or frequency.
And talk about frequency. Yeah, the frequency of that.
Disruption.
Woo.
Well, because and when you look at particles like aluminum or particles like mercury or particles like strontium, when you look at the metals that are being injected into the body, guess what affects frequency? Or guess what they can use to affect frequency in those cells in the future? So you can change electromagnetic fields and affect the metal that may or may not have been injected into the people.
So that's
nothing wild about that, right?
That's what mRNA is metal?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's memory RNA.
Like not metal RNA.
No, it converts. No.
Yeah.
But in your flu shot, for example, there's going to be also metal.
Yes, right.
Or your childhood vaccines all have metal, and they'll probably give you a different reason. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know why they're in there. And but if you looked at the ingredients, you're going to find metal, all of which can be affected by electromagnetic radiation and frequency. So I'm not sure it's good for the health of the people to say, oh, yeah, the FDA says this is safe. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I know you have the cold laser here, and it's FDA approved for
plantar fasciitis and low back
a couple of other things.
But that is about frequency. That is light that affects frequency.
Right. Yeah.
And so stimulating mitochondrial function at a different level of frequency stimulates different levels of energy from cellular activity.
Yeah. So that frequency is different than the Vemi bed frequency.
Yes.
Which is different than like the wave watch frequencies.
100%.
Or
some of it is light energy and some of it is electromagnetic energy. And so, but all of it revolves around stimulation of frequency in a healthy way.
Yeah. Which should overall help the
should be good for the health of the tissue that's being affected. Yeah.
For sure. So let's talk about the Wave Watch too, because the Wave Watch is personalized frequencies.
All right.
And so where the Vemi bed, you come in, you lay down on it, and you spend 30 to 60 minutes having those cells. Like the way they show it on their website is very interesting because it'll show that disruptive just water patterns, water droplets, and how when they're out of synchronicity, then they are all over the place. And the minute that pan of water was sat on the Vemi bed, it all became this nice, rhythmic, smooth operation that was
People
happening
love
within
it.
the water. Yeah. But not everybody can come in and, do the Vemi bed. And so having the Wave Watch is a personalized frequencies where they can set what they need depending on how they're feeling or a chronic issue or brain health or pain, sleep issues, hormonal issues.
Okay.
There's 1,600 different frequencies that they can be set to. Some of my favorites are cognitive function, mental clarity, neurological wellness. But they also have when you first get the watch, they talk about just running through all of these frequencies, which are wave relief. So that's any inflammation and pain that's throughout the body. Lymph wave, which is lymphatic flow. Parawave, that encourages intestinal balance because of parasites. So it gets rid of parasites. These are all things that are not, we should probably have to put a disclaimer with this episode because
who knows?
Because who knows, right? I can say that it has helped my kidney so much. And when I had a kidney stone several months back, I had just gotten this and that thing felt better in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So,
and I think there's merit to it.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's going to be a little different. So it is hard to say, oh yeah, get this for that.
No.
But anything that you can do to restore healthy cellular frequency. Now, your Apple Watch is probably the antithesis of your Wave Watch.
And
right?
that's the only thing I don't like about this because I feel like people think it's an Apple Watch. And it's like it's the opposite of an Apple Watch.
Yeah. Because the Apple Watch's EMF is coming at a very different frequency. And it's putting a constant stream of electromagnetic radiation into the wearer. All this wearable technology stuff, all of it.
Thinnest skin on your body.
Yep.
Yeah, right there. And we had a specific example of what that looked like because were you doing the heart sound recorder on somebody? And they were wearing, this was back in the day. This was like a Fitbit or something. So even a smaller amount of...
It's input. It's constant input.
Yeah.
And then constant extraction as well. So it's putting information in.
Right.
And it is also probably receiving information from the wearer.
So this person was getting tested and their results were really kind of crazy. Like,
take your watch off. Let's do it again.
So, and this was the first time that this had happened. So it's like, let's just take that off and see how you do after that.
Right.
Immediately, that was it, the Fitbit was out of the room and all of those scores settled down.
Right.
Which was pretty amazing.
Like I said,
that was the time for me that I'm like, I will never own an Apple Watch after seeing that.
And so many people do, and so many people do, and so many people do. So at the end of the day, again, the question is not, what is it putting in? It's putting in electromagnetic frequency radiation.
Yeah.
The question is it beneficial? And but I get my email on here, or I can check my texting, or I can, it's high tech. Well, good for you. You just got to decide whether the trade-off of what you don't know is as beneficial as the alleged information that you do know.
Yeah. I just want to talk about a couple more of these. There's a wave detox part of this.
Okay.
That's for chemical support, EMF support. So if you're under lights all the time, wonderful to wear this to at least negate what you're exposed to. Glyphosate support, environmental support, metal support, mold, plastics, spike protein, and vax support. So those are things that people ask us about all the time. How do you get rid of metals? How do you get rid of parasites? How do you get rid of spike protein if you took the shot?
Right.
Yeah.
So how do we get a Wave Watch? Where do you go for a Wave Watch?
I'll just put the link in there.
I know they have a man version. This is a really pretty lady version.
Yeah.
Gosh, Lisa, I wonder if they have a man version of this.
They do. They have a graphite one.
Oh, you mean it would look more manly than something that would look like...
Yes, rose gold.
Yeah. Good.
And you can get different bands. Not through the Wave Watch company, but...
Could I wear it as a necklace or a pendant or a brooch?
You probably could. It's just kind of big for that.
Kind of big.
I guess you could wear it as...
I thought maybe we had discussed having a man one in the house. I didn't know if we talked about that yet or not 6 months ago.
Order one for you, baby. You should wear mine if you want to for a little bit.
Yeah, I could. It looks pretty sassy with a certain outfit.
So let's talk really quickly about what bad frequencies are.
How can you tell somebody's got a bad frequency going on?
Well, we talked about that at the front side. So you can feel their energy, but they might be having actual symptoms that they relate to EMF. Is that what you're indicating? Did you want to talk about that?
I mean, frequency is, you're right. You wear it on your face. You wear it in your posture. You wear it in the TV you watch, the books you read, the music you enjoy. These are all things that are feeding a frequency.
Right.
And so, yeah, the person with squinty eyes who looks like they got a headache, or the person who's slump-shouldered when they're usually tall and straight. The evidence of frequency interruption is almost any symptom that you want to think of.
Well, exactly. Like if you talk to people that say that they call it hypersensitivity, electromagnetic hypersensitivity. There's actually EHS. That's a thing. And they get headaches or head pressure, fatigue, brain fog, dizziness, sleep disturbances, nausea, heart palpitations, digestive disturbances, skin sensations, generalized aches, feeling anxious, agitated, or wired. Like that could be anything, right?
Well, there's a lot of things, but that's the person who also goes to their medical provider and gets no answers.
Exactly.
That's the hypochondriac that gets some kind of mental stability pills.
But they're not necessarily a hypochondriac.
No, that's my
they're
point.
They're diagnosed as a hypochondriac, but these are legitimate things.
100% real.
Yeah.
And until somebody goes and does some proper testing, the other thing, to be fair, all this electromagnetic frequency is managed by your nerve system. So from a chiropractic standpoint, the goal is to clear the spine, to clear the system, so that it's at least sending and receiving information with the least amount of obstruction possible. And then your body can say, hey, thanks. Now I can bring the frequency of my pancreas back, or now I can bring the frequency of this muscle tone back. Now I can bring the frequency of my cardiovascular function back. But as long as that obstruction is in the nerve system with the spinal injury, none of that stuff's available to you. I had this happen today. We had one of our people who was in a pretty severe car crash. And I mean, her neck muscles are still swollen. But when she came in today, and I'm not going to use any names because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Yeah. But nobody wanted to be in the room with this person. Nobody wanted to answer the phone when this person was on the other end of it. And I had to like straighten her out. Like, by the way, we don't talk to each other like that here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were this close to leaving. Like, we're not doing this. You're on your way.
This was a patient
today. Yeah. But you know what? And she didn't want to get scans made. And she's like, if we have to do x-rays, that's fine. She was being just a handful. And I'm like,
in pain? Is that why?
Oh, well, in pain, but also locked in fight or flight. So we scanned her. Her autonomic nervous system was random on fire from every direction. Got her adjusted. Post-scanned her nerve system, which went clear.
Wow. And
facial expression change, posture change. Yeah. She apologized to everybody on the way out, and this person is not wired to apologize.
Oh, wow.
And we know
maybe
that.
She is.
You know how, again, some people light up the room when they come in, some people light up the room when they go out. But I had to first of all, we don't talk like that here. Yeah. And you're not the boss of the building. I happen to be the boss of the building. And so, but when she left with her spouse, a different human being. Wow. But she left with a clear scan. We printed them off. I said, I'd put this on the refrigerator if I were you, just to remember how this goes.
Gold star.
So when she's being this way, you know she's in the red zone. When she's being the light way, you know. So, but
you saved that man's life.
It's all frequency, people. And so anything that obstructs normal frequency sabotages your health. Like, it can't be more clear.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And
so, well, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say it's again about balance, right?
Yep.
Sunlight has essential biological information, but too much UV, guess what? Causes tissue damage.
Right.
Right. So even things that are wonderful for us, to an excess.
20 minutes of sun on your face, early morning sun, maybe up until noon. 20 minutes on your head is good for your brain, good for your skin tone, good for your vibrational frequency.
Right. But too much, like it's that Wi-Fi is bad frequency, Earth is good frequency. You know, and when you know that, and that's the balance, but you have to talk about the dose and the intensity and the wavelength and the duration and the biological context. So just, little bits here and there, and then balance where you can. Get your spine adjusted, obviously, because that's a big deal, especially for that woman.
We tend to think so.
Yeah, we tend to think so. It's true. And yeah, I mean, find the frequency that works for you. You can play around on YouTube and find the one that you resonate the highest with.
And these are all things that you already know. You innately know when you're in a good vibration. You innately know the music that makes you joyful. You innately know what to avoid to be out of sync. Everybody knows. And some people, I think that's a big challenge with the workplace. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has employees or coworkers that they love to be with, and everybody has employees or coworkers. Or at school, school's a captive audience. That's like prison. That's like the prison yard. You're stuck in the room with those people, whether you like them or not.
Yeah.
And we had another one of those with back to school yesterday. I had a mom who had to go to the principal and say, "Don't let this child near my child."
Oh.
Well, good luck keeping your kid away from other kids.
Yeah.
That's not what school's about.
Right.
So it's
and
the impact of other people on the behavior of your people is a thing.
And the other part of that is consistency and simplicity are boring. You know, most people,
That's true.
most people just, they want that quick fix. They want whatever they can take to make it better.
Right.
And that's not necessarily it. It's like you can find some very easy ways to help to recenter yourself
Yes.
and be a good human.
And if you love the way you feel, don't change a thing.
Yes, absolutely.
If you don't love the way you feel, something's got to change.
Yeah.
And it's easy to start with some of those simpler things.
And thinking about things like frequency and just kind of dialing that into your home environment. Yes, maybe you can't change it in your workplace. Maybe you can.
Your computer screen is throwing a frequency. Your television is throwing a frequency. All the things in your environment. You just got to put things in your environment that you love. Live plants.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that makes a difference.
Fragrance is a frequency. All of it. So
Well, and I think about Graham in the garden with honey. I mean, that is such good. They were picking, I was over at their house this morning, and when they were picking tomatoes off the vine, it was almost like there was an aura around them. Like it was so life-giving.
Yep.
And I'm like, that is good frequency right there.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it, sister.
Yeah.
What else?
That's it.
Thanks.
We're off to a ball game. We're going to have good frequency there. That is,
Okay.
I always feel good when we're there. I think that is, one of my little happy places.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll go enjoy
Whether
that.
they're winning or losing, we never even really know. We don't usually stay to the end. We just stay.
Except
we
if
go.
It's a school night.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like,
Tell 'em what to do.
subscribe, follow, share,
All those things.
and we'll see you next week.
Have big fun.
See you, friends. Bye.